Raiders under pressure. The time to earn respect is now, and these changes could change everything. The clock is ticking in Las Vegas. The Raiders are running out of time, not just to win games, but to regain the respect they once commanded across the NFL. The team's past glories have faded, overcome by years of mediocrity, inconsistency, and missed opportunities. But now, the silver and black are sending a message. The police are no longer in place, and the fight for respect begins now. With major coaching changes, new weapons, and potential reunions on the horizon, this offseason could define the future of the franchise. The Las Vegas Raiders are tired of being underestimated. Since moving from Oakland, wins have been few and far between. The playoffs seem like a distant memory, and the franchise doesn't inspire the same fear it once did. But that's about to change. The team made a bold statement when it hired Super Bowl winning coach Pete Carroll, a proven leader who brings structure, toughness, and a championship mentality. The mission is clear: earn back respect, one brutal game at a time. Carroll isn't coming alone. The Raiders signed veteran quarterback Geno Smith, who reunites with Carroll after his career resurgence in Seattle. Smith brings more than just arm strength. He brings leadership, poise, and grit. Alongside him is rookie running back Ashton Jeanty, a 2025 draft pick who will revive a running game that was among the league's worst last year. The Raiders are building a team that fights for every yard and punishes anyone who gets in its way. And that's what the franchise was all about. Back in the day, opponents didn't just play against the Raiders. They outlasted them. The Raiders' legendary mystique was built on grit, aggression, and a swagger that made every game feel like a war. That identity has faded over time, but with Carroll's arrival, the Raiders are looking to restore it. Insider Hondo Carpenter summed it up best recently on the Las Vegas Raiders Insider podcast. You can beat the Raiders, but you're going to feel it the next day. That's what this season is all about. According to Carpenter, the bar has been set. 9 wins can bring back respect, but it's about more than just the score. It's about intensity, discipline, and how the Raiders perform in the league. But will it be enough? That question leads us to the next chapter in this connection, and it involves a familiar face from the past. Rebuilding doesn't always mean starting from scratch. Sometimes it means looking back to move forward. That's exactly what the Raiders could be looking at. Multiple sources, including CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin, believe Las Vegas could reunite with wide receiver Amari Cooper, the 4th overall pick and 2-time Pro Bowler during his first stint in the silver and black. While Cooper's production has dipped in 2024, 44 catches, 547 yards, 4 touchdowns, his track record remains impressive. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler and has passed for 1,100 multiple times, including in 2023. Cooper knows the system, he knows the city, and he shares a connection with current quarterbacks coach Greg Olson. With Time currently holding more than $31 million in cap space, the numbers make sense, and the timing could be perfect. This move could mean more than just stats. Adding Cooper gives the Raiders a stabilizing veteran presence behind Jacoby Myers and the new Brock Bowers. It also reduces pressure on young receivers like Jack Beck, Dante Thornton Jr., and Tommy Mellott, allowing them to develop without carrying the heavy load. It's also a chance for redemption. Cooper left Las Vegas under a cloud of inconsistency and front office drama. Now, with a more stable coaching staff and a clear identity, a reunion could offer both sides a fresh start and a chance at something bigger. If Cooper wants to relaunch his career and the Raiders want to pursue Geno Smith with reliable targets, this could be a perfect opportunity. But while Cooper brings experience, there's another side that's been widely linked to the Raiders, one that brings star power and specific experience. This is where things start to get complicated. While Amari Cooper seems like a logical and sentimental reunion at a manageable price, the Raiders are also linked to a much bigger and much riskier name, Brandon Aiyuk, the 49ers' standout wide receiver who has become dissatisfied with his current payload and contract, may be looking for a fresh start. And to some analysts, Las Vegas is starting to look like an ideal landing spot. But what seems logical on paper doesn't always translate well on the field or in the front office. Let's start with the money. Aiyuk isn't just a top-tier talent, he's also a top-tier investment. He recently signed a substantial contract extension with San Francisco that required the Raiders to absorb a significant salary drop, or worse, restructure their salary flexibility going forward. Add to that the acquisition price. Any trade for Aiyuk would likely require several premium draft picks. General Manager John Spytek has been extremely cautious about that. Spytek's recent draft strategy has focused on building the team for the long term, not making impromptu short-term moves that destroy future depth. And then there's the injury factor. Aiyuk's 2024 season was cut short by a brutal combination of ACL and MCL tears, serious injuries that raise real questions about his durability and future explosiveness. While he's been solid when he's been solid, he's racked up more than 1,300 yards in back-to-back seasons. The road back from double ACL tears is long and uncertain. Would the Raiders really want to mortgage their future on a receiver whose availability ability is a toss-up? Besides salary and physicals, there's the question of fitness. The Raiders already have a solid foundation at receiver and wide receiver Jacoby Myers and tight ends Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. Together, they form a trio capable of stretching the field, earning contested catches, and serving as reliable targets in the red zone. While adding depth to the receiving cores would be smart, it doesn't have to come in the form of an expensive, high-risk WR1 like Aiyuk. That brings us back to Amari Cooper. Cooper, a 5-time Pro Bowler, has experience, route-running accuracy, and deep familiarity with the Raiders organization. He knows the fans, he knows the culture, and according to CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin, he also has ties to quarterbacks coach Greg Olson, who worked with him early in his career. At this stage in his career, Cooper may also be more open to taking on a WR2 role, mentoring younger players, contributing in big moments, and allowing stars like Bowers and Myers to take center stage. In short, Cooper checks the boxes that Aiyuk doesn't: accessibility, availability, and familiarity with the system. And with more than $31 million in cap space, the Raiders can afford to make a calculated move, one that strengthens their roster without sacrificing their future. But on the other hand, there's always a temptation. Raider Nation loves big names, flashy moves, head-turning trades, and few available names, if they're available at all, generate more buzz than Brandon Aiyuk. He's young, explosive, and capable of changing a game in a single play. If he's healthy, he could be the piece that takes this offense to the next level. That's the dilemma John Spytek and coach Pete Carroll now face. Do they take a chance on Aiyuk and move on, knowing the risk, or bring back Cooper, a solid veteran who may not grab headlines, but can quietly elevate the offense with leadership and chemistry? Ultimately, it's not just about stats or contracts. It's about identity. The Raiders are trying to rebuild a culture of toughness, intelligence, and discipline. They don't have the luxury of chasing names at the expense of physical fitness. Every move from here on out will be judged not only by the fans, but by every opponent who evaluates them. Raider Nation, now it's up to you. Should the team go for a respectful season with cohesion and experience, or risk it all on a big trade for a name like Brandon Aiyuk? Which choice would you make to build a championship squad? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but I'll be back later to update you with the latest news from the Raiders.